Welcome everybody. So today I will present our master degree in physics. And the idea is to present the general regulations regarding our master degree. As you probably know, we have changed our regolamento, our regulations starting 2020. So now it's quite stable and we have a few regulations. I will describe these regulations. And of course, at the end, you may ask all the questions you want. So first of all, source for the information. You can find this information and all the things I'm describing and even more information here on the web page of our department. You will find a link to master's degree in physics. And here you see this is highlighted, the courses timetable exams, this link. If you go, if you click on this link, then you will be guided to another web page, this one here. And on this web page, you find this file. This is extremely important. We update it usually in May. Now it's not updated yet because it's last year's file, but we will update in the next days. And it is just our advice for organizing your study plan. Okay, so it contains the information about the study plans. The regulations are up in this page, but the study plans are described here, and also the reference persons, the contact persons for each study plan are described in this file. Okay, so remember to have a look at this file when you want to arrange your study plan, usually in the first year or even, well, at the beginning of the first year, but even in spring or in the fall semester of the second year. You can always update your study plan, okay? So, first of all, admission requirements, I have to be as general as possible. And the admission, you can get admitted to our program, our master program in physics, if you, of course, hold a bachelor degree in physics in any university in Europe at the moment. If you do not hold a bachelor degree in physics, but you hold another bachelor degree, then you have to fulfill these requirements. So you need to have 84 credits in mathematics and physics, the minimum of 24 credits in mathematics, and the minimum of 54 credits in physics. So if you come from another bachelor degree, for instance, in mathematics, be sure that you have these 54 credits in physics, and in particular, as you probably know, it is very important that you have lab credits because physics is experimental science. And so you need to do experiments in the lab. You cannot do physics without going to the lab. Even if you're not good at lab, you have to go to the lab anyway. The requirement concerning language, the requirement is the B2 certificate in English. If you do not hold a B2 certificate in English yet, please subscribe to the exams in English in our CLA, Centro Linguistico di Ateneo, to get a certificate. If you hold a certificate B2, then it's fine, you can get enrolled. It is extremely important since the course should be entirely taught in English, and so you are supposed also to write in English, so it is important that you hold a B2 certificate. Then let's start describing what you will study. There are two mandatory courses, no matter what your study plan will be, what your area of specialization will be. We have these two exams that we have decided any physicist getting a Master of Science, a Master of Science year in Trento should have attended. The first is experimental methods. This year it will be taught for the first time by Professor Leonardo Ricci, who is there, but I cannot see him, somewhere there, for the first time this year. And the second course, this is, of course, it's an experimental course. And the second one is a more theoretical one, and it is taught by Professor Winfried Leidemann, and it's quantum mechanics, fields, and symmetry. So this is these two courses contain the basic information that you all should know about experimental physics and theoretical physics. So this is the basis for everybody, and it is the same for everybody. So these will be the compulsory courses. You will be all together for these courses. Then we have these elective core courses. It is important you have to choose 5 courses out of this list here, but there are some regulations. So first of all, 6 credits, so 1 course must be in, you see these acronyms. FIS 02 means physics, theoretical physics. 02 is theoretical physics. 03 is physics of matter. 04 is nuclear and subnuclear physics, okay? You see here the credits. We have 6 credits, which correspond to 1 exam in theoretical physics, FIS 02, 3 exams, 18 credits, either in physics of matter or in nuclear physics, or a combination, any mixture of the two, okay? So this is important. And then you have another course that you have to choose among those you see here in this table. And this is without any limit on the 02, 03, 04. So you can choose anything you like in this table, okay? So let's go through these courses. We have experimental physics by Professor Mario Scottoni. Then statistical mechanics, this is theoretical course. Another theoretical course, quantum field theory by Professor Albino Perego. Computational physics by Professor Pederiva. And then we have courses in physics of matter, in particular solid state physics 1 by Professor Baldi, who is here. Atomic physics by Professor Ferrari is also here. Condensed matter theory by Professor Calandra. Physics of disorder systems by Professor Zanatta. And that's it as far as 03 is concerned. No, sorry, I forgot solid state physics 2. I have to insert solid state physics 2 by Professor Brusa. Perhaps I didn't update this. Then we have nuclear and subnuclear physics by Professor Leidemann in nuclear physics. Quantum theory for multi-particle systems. Here the lecturer will be announced because we have now a public competition going on, but it will be over hopefully before summer. So the name will be announced. Astroparticle physics by Professor Battistone. Fundamental interactions by Professor Juppa. Okay. Sorry, I forgot the course by Professor Brusa. I will insert it anyway. It is in the regulations. Okay, once you have decided the 5 elective core courses, corsi caratterizzanti in italiano, you have to choose now other 4 courses among this list without any limit in principle. You can also choose one of the courses in the previous table. So if you want to have more elective courses, no problem for that, okay? But here we see the courses that have been now arranged for next year. And we have biomedical imaging, nuclear astrophysics, optoelectronics, quantum optics, quantum gases, radiation. You see, we have a lot. We have many courses. And there are new ones this year, and you will see them. But in particular, what I want you to keep is that you have to choose these 4 courses, but you are not limited to these ones, okay? All the courses are available on our system, and you know it, etc. It's common for all Italian universities. So here the page is in Italian, but there is also the page in English, so you can choose. I would strongly recommend you to read the syllabi of the courses before deciding to insert these in your study plans. The syllabi are very important. Our general administration forced us to work on the syllabi, and it is a pity if you don't read it, because we have to put a lot of effort into it. And then every time I go and I ask, did you read the syllabus? Nobody has read it. But it is important because in the syllabus you will find more or less what the course will teach you, what kind of competencies you will acquire, what is required on your side, so the previous knowledge, and also the regulations for the exams. So it is an instrument, it is a tool, we have to use it. It is not only a bureaucratic duty that we have, okay? So use this material. Then we have several study plans, and we provide recommendations for these study plans exactly in the file I was showing you in the very beginning. This file containing schema per la scelta dei piani di studio. This file contains all the recommendations. It is written in both Italian and English, so you don't have any problem for that, okay? And you will find recommendations for each study plan, and I strongly encourage you to contact the reference persons for the study plans, or if you are really in doubt and you don't know what to do, just contact me, okay? Send me an email, and then we will arrange some sort of meeting either in person or by Zoom. Now, we all have become very good at using this. So here I provide you with a list of the study plans that we have prepared for you. So these study plans have been prepared by all the people working in the department. So these study plans are, if you choose one of these study plans, it is immediately approved. Okay, so you don't have to ask for any special permission. And I read you the study plans that we have: astroparticle and particle physics, biophysics, experimental gravitation and cosmology, medical physics, nanophotonics, nonlinear systems and electronics, physical science communication and teaching methods, quantum gases and ultra-cold atoms, quantum physics of matter, materials, energy and environment, theoretical and computational physics. Okay? I won't go through all these study plans because you are supposed to ask the reference people who will be here. So for those of you who are here in person, then we will have the chance to discuss after this presentation about the single study plan. So whatever your question is, don't worry, just ask. We are here just to answer your questions. And then there will be also an extra time on Zoom for the people attending from home. And for each study plan, we have something like 1.5 hours or 2 hours dedicated on Zoom in the next 15 days. So you have time if you want. And in particular, these specific, I call them specific study plan meetings. You see here the list. This list will, well, actually some entries have been updated today, but I'm still waiting for an input from the theoretical and computational physics study plan, because this is more difficult since we have 4 reference persons, and it is difficult to find an agreement between all of them. But anyway, you see that there are some dates. These dates are also available on the link for the open day that you find on our website, on the general website. Okay, so if you have particular questions on these study plans, just connect on Zoom. This will be only online, so it won't be in presence. We will be in presence just today, and all these meetings will be specifically arranged online, and you will receive also the link for that. We have prepared these study plans, but we are aware that physics is a very lively field of research. So there might be options that we have not considered, and then probably you have in mind. Which means that you can, in principle, also organize a study plan that you want to follow because you have a special interest in some topic. Just to name one, machine learning. We do not have a study plan specific for machine learning, but maybe you can invent your own study plan, and then you can arrange the exams, and you can also choose exams from different departments, so not the ones that we are offering as Department of Physics, so also courses offered by departments in engineering or other departments. The only thing that I strongly encourage you to do is to check our regulations. So you have anyway to take the 2 compulsory exams, and you have to take the core courses anyway. Then you can choose the other exams. You see here, you can choose all the physics courses without any limit. So any physics course you find in all the departments, all the courses in these 2 fields of mathematics, so not all of mathematics, but probability and mathematical statistics, the courses with this particular label, Math 06, or Math 07, mathematical physics, of course. We also have biochemistry, and this is also important because we have research activity in our department in biochemistry, in this special sector, bio-10. And then, of course, in chemistry, since, you know, in our department, we also have research lines that are actually in chemistry. So chemistry is a very important subject in our department. So general and inorganic chemistry and organic chemistry, okay? So in this case, you can choose any course here. Finally, there are 2 completely free courses. You can choose, in principle, you can choose these courses even from other departments like psychology or whatever. The only thing, and this is important, of course, you can choose any course, this is fine, but the study plan must be coherent. So this doesn't mean that you can insert geology and then, I don't know, anthropology and machine learning. It is anyway a project in your education. So this project must have a sense. And the organism that will judge your study plan, your proposed study plan, is the teaching committee, Commissione Didattica. And usually it is just sufficient that you discuss this with me. I do not call all of the teaching committee just for one study plan, but if you discuss with me, then I can give you some advice. And if the situation is really difficult, then we can arrange a meeting with the teaching committee, okay? But before deciding a special particular study plan, just contact us so that we can provide. And of course, do not attend the courses without having first checked that you have the approval for the courses, because this can happen. Oh, sorry, I have attended these courses, I've taken the exam, but this exam is not in my study plan. Then you are in trouble, okay? So please get in touch with us. We are there and we are paid for that, so use us. Last but not least, since I'm also responsible, this was my first duty here, for our connection with the Centro Linguistico di Ateneo, and it's because I really believe that it is important that you increase your competencies in foreign languages and in English in particular. There are 3 credits that are dedicated to language knowledge. Now, language knowledge means, since you now need to have the B2 certificate in English, you have 2 options. You can, in principle, attend another course in another language of the European Union. And English is there. You see that there is no UK flag because it is not in the European Union, but English is considered one of the languages of the European Union anyway, because we have Ireland, we have Malta, and we are lucky for that. So English is still in the European Union. It's considered a European Union language. And so you can take, for instance, a course at level C1 of English. Level C1 is quite difficult to obtain. But we also have a particular recommended course in English that is scientific writing and presentation. This course, why do I recommend this course? I recommend this course because you are supposed to discuss your final thesis project. You're supposed to write it and to discuss it entirely in English. So if your discussion and your thesis are not good, then you will get a poor mark at the final exam, and you don't want that, because the final exam is worth 39 credits. So this will really have an impact on your final score, and you don't want that. So please be aware that we have this possibility, so you can try to improve your presentation skills, your writing skills, and this is extremely important for your thesis, but not only, it is also extremely important for the future, because wherever you will go, you will be supposed to speak, to write, and to communicate in English, and this is important, okay? Other languages, of course, are possible. They are, of course, you are encouraged to attend these courses, especially if you want to go abroad for an Erasmus project, or you want to go abroad for your final thesis project, is also possible. So Spanish, French, German, okay. For foreign students, we have foreign students have to acquire, of course, competencies in Italian. This is a law by the Italian government. So foreign students, if they attend an Italian university, have to acquire some competencies in our language. And I think it's fair, more or less. Let's now talk about your master thesis. And of course, given my age, I'm a fan of Star Wars, and so I use Star Wars to explain. So this is our little Jedi school that it is our physics master degree. And there are a few rules that you have to respect for your master thesis. And it's important that you know them very well at the beginning so that you know what to do when you get to that point. First of all, the supervisor of your master thesis can be any UniTN researcher. So any professor, researcher in the University of Trento can be the supervisor of your master thesis, which means not only in the physics department, but all of the university. So if you have a project with another professor, that's fine. But remember that you have to agree on the topic of your master thesis with your supervisor. So if you work on something, particular topic that you're interested in, I don't know, time machine, just to name something that is completely out of our research lines, and you write your thesis without agreeing on the topic with one of the supervisors, then this thesis doesn't work. It won't be accepted. So you have to agree with one supervisor. There are, of course, plenty of choices, so just contact them. It is not just your choice. Remember that your thesis will be signed by yourself, but also by the supervisor. So the supervisor has to agree, otherwise he or she won't sign your thesis and you are in trouble. Be very careful when the topic is interdisciplinary. Interdisciplinarity is one of those words that nowadays is extremely important. We use it every now and then. Or if the research topic involves external research institutions, the CNR, FPK, private companies. Of course, you can have research topics also involving external research institutions. This is encouraged, but you need, in that case, two supervisors, okay? One should belong to the physics department, while the second supervisor belongs to external research institution. There is a difference when the supervisor belongs to a research institution, but for instance, offers a course for our study program. So there are some researchers in CNR, you know probably them by name, and they offer courses in our master degree. So in that case, this is a professor and so can be considered as just one supervisor, okay? But otherwise, if you work on a thesis with someone who has not a course, who is not in charge of a course in the physics department, so in the physics master, so not in another master degree, then you need two supervisors in that case, and the second one must be in the physics department, okay? There are exceptional cases. Usually we have only one supervisor from the University of Trento. There are exceptional cases in which we can have two supervisors from the University of Trento. This may happen, for instance, if you are working on an interdisciplinary subject. Now, in my case, to my mind, for instance, sometimes I have projects with the Department of Biology, then probably I need also a supervisor from the Department of Biology because I'm not really good at biology, being a physicist. So I need an extra pair of eyes to check what has been done. And this can happen also in other fields, okay? But that's the only case. Then, as you know, we have this double degree program with University of Tübingen in Germany. And we are very happy now to say that this program has been reopened, since after the pandemic outbreak, we had many problems in doing this, but now everything should be okay, hopefully, if there are no other strange mutations of the virus. We hope not. And we also have external opportunities. So stage, if you want to pronounce it in English, or stage, in companies or research institutions. You see here, when you have this opportunity, for instance, so this is a flow chart that should explain you what you have to do, what you can and you cannot do. So let's assume that you have a good project with a company, okay? And now there are two options. If this stage is related to your thesis project, then it will be part of your thesis project. So you do not get extra credits for that. It will be part of your thesis project, and that's it. If the stage is not related to your thesis project, then you can, for instance, substitute one of the two exams at your free choice with this period in a company or research institution. Okay, is it clear? So if it is not related to your thesis project, then you can insert it as another exam. So if it is part of your thesis, then it will be part of your thesis, and it won't count as extra credits. For outgoing fellowships, so fellowships for instance, working on your thesis abroad, you know that we have in our university offers this possibility. You can always apply to get funds to work for your thesis abroad. Of course, you have first to arrange a research topic with one of the professors here. All of us, we have many connections abroad, so we can also tell you our colleagues that would be interested in hosting one of you there for a period of 3 to 6 months. Usually this is the time, 3 to 6 months, and you can go basically everywhere. You will get also a fellowship. If there is enough funding available, you will get the fellowship. The fellowship is not too much. It's more or less what you will get with an Erasmus project, but at least you have this possibility, this opportunity. So in that case, if you use an outgoing fellowship, of course, all the work that you will perform there will be part of your master thesis. And also in this case, please ask your advisor before. You see here, you may apply, but remember that you can do that. So you can apply for this fellowship when you have already validated 60 credits in your study plan. Okay, so you have to take at least 10 exams before applying. The limit is a little bit lower for physics than when compared to other departments, and that's exactly because our thesis is worth 39 credits, so it's quite a big thesis, a big work. So you can apply when you have 60 credits. Okay. As usual, before about your thesis, remember that you need always to inform your internal supervisor. There must be a contact person here who is responsible of your project for your thesis. Okay, so don't go abroad and without telling anybody, because someone has to sign your thesis from here, and your final exam will be arranged here. So this is important. Before you go there, wherever you want to go, you have to arrange everything here so that you know that you can discuss your final thesis and everything is set. With that, I'm done. So I now leave space to questions here from the audience, and I also interrupt the recording now.